Do 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 do. Crime time.
With my bestie.
I'm Jess Vandertuck, and this is Anoretches, and we are Crime Time with my bestie. Hi, bestie.
Hi, bestie.
I nailed it.
I'm proud of you. I'm so
Episode
proud
10.
of you.
Episode 10. I finally got it. Everything
We're in
is right
double
with the world.
digits.
Double-digit episode. Congratulations. I finally figured out how to do the intro of our podcast.
Okay. Guys, it's now time to change it. We are doing something else.
No, don't. I can't. It took me so long. 10 episodes worth of... And the thing is, I only introduced it for my episodes. So technically there's only 5 episodes, or previously 4 episodes, that I've had to remember how to do the introduction. And I forgot every time. So please don't change it.
You got better.
I did. But to be fair, today has been relatively restful. So maybe it's just when my brain has actually had a chance to like recuperate and has some energy, that maybe that's how it remembers to do the intro. So we'll see next episode when it won't be as rested.
I mean, I always hope you have restful times, but yeah, that's not how life works.
No, I wish it was the case. Maybe not as restful as you, who I don't know, you just told me that you just had a nap?
I did, but I had it was a 30-minute nap, so it's not exactly like I was napping for ages. I literally got in for work. I was like, my eyes are closing. We've got to record soon, and I need to bring the energy.
It's like the minimum base of a power nap. I think it's meant to be something like you need at least 24 minutes to be considered a good nap time.
And I did exactly that. But 24 minutes doesn't tickle the nap as well as it should.
No, but again, whether the internet has lied to me or sources are incorrect, I have a feeling that there was like a NASA study, and it's like you need at least 24 minutes to be considered a good nap. Anything more than like 50 minutes, you go into REM sleep, and then if you don't sleep enough, you're then overly tired because you've like hit that like deep sleep, and then you're interrupting the deep sleep. I could be wrong.
I think my ideal nap time is like 3 hours.
Well, then you've surpassed REM sleep. You've accumulated enough REM for it to be considered good sleep.
Just sleep. It's a little body that I'm trying to like maintain all the time. It's a lot of energy.
And you're not a coffee person, so I feel like you're literally powered by vibes and maybe some sugar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whereas the rest of the adult, or majority of the adult race, is probably powered by caffeine.
Yeah. I mean, I do drink coffee sometimes, but it's like an iced coffee that tastes nothing like coffee. It's all sugar. So yeah, sugar and vibes.
Yeah, I was basically going to say at that point it's basically sugar because it's just coffee with a bow on it.
Yes. It's a milkshake with a hint of coffee.
You can't even taste the coffee really, because I think I've let you try a drink of mine that tastes like coffee and you're like, no, it tastes too much like coffee.
Yeah.
It has to taste like candy and bubblegum, even though that sounds gross, but you get my vibe.
It's pure sugar. If I could just inject sugar into my veins, that'd be fine.
Maybe. Wouldn't that just basically give you like immediate diabetes?
Okay, in my fantasy world, it does not.
Sorry. So I'm throwing a curveball into this episode.
Oh, wait, no, before I do that,
no.
I've got corrections.
Oh, I have a correction, actually. Thank you for the reminder. I also have a correction. Even though I don't know what the correction is, but I know that it's wrong.
Okay.
You'll see.
Okay. I might have been drinking my water there, so sorry if it sounded weird, listeners, but I have a correction from my cheese episode. Katie, my sister, she doesn't hate Jamie Oliver for getting rid of turkey Twizzlers. She does hate him for getting rid of the junk food, but not the turkey Twizzlers. She hates him because he puts olive oil on everything. Though I don't see how that affects her because she's not eating it. You can make everything with, like, everyone on TikTok makes things with cottage cheese. I hate cottage cheese. I don't necessarily hate them because I'm not eating their food.
Yeah, and as well, like, I feel like there's a lot of Italians out there that are going to be like, everything needs olive oil on it, so I don't see Katie's dislike for it. Surely if she likes majority of Italian food, that is majority olive oil. No?
I don't know. I do get we're not a family that will have a salad with just olive oil on it. But
I think there's more in a dressing than just olive oil, but I get the premise.
Sometimes people have salads with just olive oil.
Okay.
And it is odd, but
I don't particularly know whether I like Jamie Oliver's food, to be completely honest. Like, no offense to him, he's built himself, I say he's built himself a good empire. All of his restaurants closed down, no offense to Jamie Oliver, but they did. Oh, sick burn. But I've watched some chefs really rip into his recipes when he cooks them, particularly when he tries to do Asian food. If you've ever come across the channel of Uncle Roger, which my husband quite finds quite entertaining, yeah, he really ripped into his Thai green curry. So,
Uh-oh.
or was it a pad Thai? I think it might have been a pad Thai, not a Thai green curry.
But basically, there's mutual hate. But apparently, yeah, Katie said that it's not the turkey twizzlers. But I do hate him for the turkey
I'm a little
twizzlers.
bit mad about the turkey twizzlers as well, to be honest. They were tasty. Iceland does a version, or they did do a version. I don't know if they still sell them anymore, but I've been overtaken with the TGI Friday food trend. But yeah, they definitely got worse.
I can imagine.
But
What was
yeah.
your correction?
It's also from the cheese episode because I listened to it and I'm pretty sure that it's wrong. I can't, like, the internet is not helping me. I was talking about doing my sign language choir performance and saying what hand was for what for the British signs of important and depressed. And I think I might have got them the wrong way round. I'm not going
But
to
you've said
confirm
it
that.
twice.
I know. I
You've said
know.
it in another episode as well. I don't know whether you said it
I feel
in
like I got
one
it
that
wrong.
we've released or not.
Yeah,
But
I
you've definitely
can't.
said it twice and you've said it the same way.
Okay. It very well may be wrong or incorrect. It felt like it was wrong. And this is why I get them wrong all the time, because my brain does not know the left and the right. So if it is wrong for anyone that does speak or sign British Sign Language, I apologise. If it is correct, then go me. But I was listening to the episode and I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. I will probably
Hey.
find out at the weekend because I think I'm going to do another performance actually on Saturday.
Ooh,
I wasn't
fun.
planning on it, but there is a performance in a nearby venue and I'm really
Nice.
excited for it. And it's just because it's aligned slightly differently. I was meant to be at a coaches meeting, but it's now an hour later, and I'm taking the advantage of that to basically be like, I can make this performance easy.
Excellent. Sure. You're
Time is just a
definitely not gonna.
construct.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're definitely not gonna overrun with either.
No, I'm 100% going to be on time for my coaches meeting. 1,000%. I'm not. I'm going to be
Sure.
late.
Yeah, you are 100% like coaches. She's late. I can tell you that now.
Good thing this episode's going to come out in like a month, and they won't know.
They might have got over being mad at you, and now they're mad again because of the episode.
Like, you picked Sign Choir over us.
How rude.
I had a really crummy week, so I don't want to tell you how my week went. But I sent something to Anna and I was like, we should do this on the podcast because it would be funny rather than talking about how our weeks went. So
I'm
I
actually
found.
scared. Are you going to make me cry with this?
No, why would it make you cry?
Because isn't it like you read it out, but I feel like I'm. You're going to
It's
say
5
something and
funny
I'm going to.
questions.
Oh, was it? I thought it said
Yeah.
something like, "What's your red flag?" or something. Did I just not read
It was
it?
like, what would you say if you had to give me a warning label? That's not a red
Oh,
flag.
yeah, that was it.
So I found this thing on Instagram, which is Fondly Quizzes, if anyone wants to follow the account. And it says 5 funny questions for your best friend. So, because I don't want to ask you how your week went, I'm sorry. So that you don't ask me how my week went, I'm going to ask you these. And then we can do it for each other. So the first question is, if you heard me yelling at someone during a phone call, what would you assume it's about?
That Sam said you couldn't have KFC
Oh, that's a
again
good
for
one.
dinner for the 6th day in a row.
Oh, I could not eat that much KFC in a row. That would
Yes,
make
you
me
could.
feel it would hurt.
No,
I think I've
you
had
could.
it twice. I've had it twice in 1 week, and that felt like too much. It was a
I
lot.
don't believe you.
It's my favorite, like, go-to takeaway, but it was too much. So okay, so for me, if I heard you yelling at someone during a phone call, what would you assume it's about? I feel like you'd be yelling at your mum, but it would be over something like really silly. Like, Jess disagreed with my opinions on a book. Like, that's.
I would actually. Where's my phone? I need to call my
Did
mum.
you message your mum? Oh, well, that I feel like it would be over something really not small, not insignificant, but it would be like you being up in arms about someone not being on the same page as you. Okay, if you had to find, sorry, this is the next question. If you had to find me in a crowd without using my name, what would you say? Oh, what was that from?
It's an iCarly episode, I think, and he lifts up his top. I can't remember. I think it's the brother lifts up his top, and then like it's gonna sound so weird on the podcast, but he's like stroking his stomach, but in a like I don't remember why, but he's going. And I think that's what I'd do to you.
Nice.
Because we just randomly do it sometimes. There's nothing that makes us do it, and we don't talk about it afterwards. We just stop, carry on whatever we're doing.
It was just a weird thing we did when we were teenagers, but it didn't really
Yeah.
make any sense why. If I had to find you, I'd probably shout free donuts and see how fast it took for you to get to me.
3.2 seconds.
Okay, so the next one is, if I had a warning label, what would it say?
This is the one that I was scared about because I thought you were going to say something mean because I thought it was a red flag thing. But
No.
for yours, I would say loud, and we'll say in the sense of 15 times in one sentence.
I said it to you the other day when we was just talking in person whilst doing some social media reels, and I hated myself for it.
I love it, and I'm sorry for making you feel self-conscious.
I'm changing it now to something about, is it as a fact of something. So it's still the same thread of the way I speak, but different. So for you, if you had a warning label, weirdly, I had a look at these earlier today, so I'd try and think of something, and the only one that immediately came to mind for this was like very cute and small, but may bite.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, like warning, deceptively cute, may bite.
Yeah. I can add to my one then. If
Okay.
mine's deceptively cute but will bite, as my best friend, if Anna bites you, Jess will also bite you.
Yes, this is 1,000% true. I won't question the biting as well.
Yeah.
Like if you just like full on like rage at someone and run and start biting them, I'll be like, oh, we're biting this person. Cool, I'm
Cool,
there.
let's go.
Let's do this. So next one is, if I died, what's the first thing about me you'd tell everyone at my funeral?
She really thought that I needed all of her money, so she's changed her will and I get everything, including the house, and Sam has to leave and live on the street, and I just don't. I'm sorry, Sam.
Wow. I was gonna, say something nice about the history of our friendship and that it was completely destroyed by this podcast thing that she made me start when we got to 21 episodes and I had to bite her back.
What happens if I die before 21 episodes? You have to be nice.
I have to do a memorial episode. But no, if you die and I had to say something at your funeral, I'd probably be like, oh, she was really weird. I licked her stomach once that tasted like the sea. Or did you lick my stomach?
I
It was
licked
the other way
your
around.
stomach to see if it tasted like the
Tasted
sea.
like the sea.
Okay, I will put that. Are we being nice? Okay, I was gonna say I had to recenter myself if I'm saying something nice about you, but even then I couldn't quite get out the nice.
You've been my best friend for like 18 years and you can't think of something nice to say about me?
Well, like lots of things, but not something that I would say to your face. Jesus, she's
No,
really
we're not
weird.
that
I
kind of
like her,
friendship.
and I'll keep her around. I guess she's fine.
But I'm dead.
Okay, I will keep a little pot of your ashes on the side so that I can carry on talking to you. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I don't
I
know,
can't
to be
replace
honest.
her because she was too weird.
I'll give you that one. To be fair, that leads very nicely into the final question, which is, what's the most unhinged thing you've ever seen me do?
I'm trying to think because I don't think a lot of it is that unhinged because I'm at the same level of unhinged.
I have a story of myself that I know you've told before, but then I feel like that defeats the object of the question.
Yeah, because I was going to say, yes, you could talk about the donut and the eating it out of Sam's hand, but honestly, I was just proud. I didn't think it was unhinged. I was tear to my eye proud. Licking your stomach again.
That was you.
Yeah, you. Did I offer it or did you offer it?
I don't remember. It was so long ago. There's too many things.
There's too many things. I can't think of anything that I'd be like, you're fucking weird for that, and I wouldn't consider it normal. I think our level of unhinged is warped because I'm just like, yeah, standard.
Yeah, true.
What would yours be?
Again, I think you, similar wavelength. I suppose the things that I would consider unhinged just because I find them strange about you and the fact that we can be friends because of it is the fact that you don't like cake and that you don't like steak. Which I get that everybody has their preferences of food, but I don't quite understand how we're friends because we spent multiple times when we were teenagers baking cakes together, and then you go, "Oh, I don't like cakes." You can just take it all home.
Yeah, but then you benefit from that because you get to eat all of the cake.
Yeah, it's a good friendship.
It's a good system.
Return in investment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think other people would have a lot of unhinged stories about us, which is why I say I think our view on it is warped because I've been talking to people before and they've turned around to me and told me I'm really weird, and I thought I was being normal at the time. Like, I thought
Wow.
I'd reined it in, and I was like, oh, you haven't heard what's going on up in my brain. Like,
It's fair.
that is a big bag of weird.
Well, there we go. Those are my 5 questions to find out so that we can obviously tell our listeners a little bit about ourselves and things about, I suppose, our friendship without telling them about our week.
Yeah. And if listeners, it's going to be an interactive episode. Listeners, if you have any questions for us, let us know and we may answer them. I'm not promising anything because you're a bunch of weirdos as well.
They're here, they're listening to true crime and are sticking with us, hopefully, into episode 10. So they've got to be just as weird as us to follow along with our madness. Also, I'm definitely going to put together some crew crime. Wait, I'm definitely going to put together some true crime with my bestie. Wait, that's not our name.
That's not
What
our
was
name.
wrong with me?
It's because you got the name right at the beginning.
I was so close. I was going to put together some crime time with my bestie bingo cards.
I listened to our recent episodes and I have been going through and noting down any time that there's like catchphrases and whatnot. So I've got a list ready for, you're probably going to make it, but I've got the list of catchphrases, I guess.
Even better. I'll do the art stuff and you'll give me
Yeah.
all the information. Perfect.
This is what it works, mutually beneficial.
Yep. Return an investment.
Returning an investment, that's the words I was looking for. So, can you tell me about your case this week?
Yes, I can tell you about my case. So, today we are going to be talking about the case
Oh,
of...
do you remember your teasers?
Oh, I have them on a note on my phone and I have it open, ready. I'm so prepared. I'm proud of myself as well. I know that, again, I had a day of rest because I wasn't at work today, but I wrote my notes with time to spare. I reread them twice and I wasn't researching like a crazy person. So yeah. So my teasers for this episode was Sweden, dog walk, and apples.
Okay. And this
And
is a silly one.
it still has some elements to it that is a bit serious, but in the outcome of the case, it's a bit silly.
Okay.
So today, the case we are talking about is the death of Agneta Westlund.
Okay.
My sources for this case are the podcast Murder Amongst Friends, the episode The Death of Agneta Westlund, a BBC article, a Medium.com article, Clement's Son article, an Independent article, Business Insider, The Guardian, and another Independent and Guardian article, sorry. And I do have some triggers, but it's a relatively chill case. So triggers light trigger. So the triggers for this case are bodily harm and alcohol.
Oh, only 2. Okay.
Only 2. So originally when I decided on this case, I was concerned that there wasn't going to be enough detail, but actually it turned out all right. But in the sense, for the fact of, however, something. I've thrown myself off. Basically,
it's going to add for the fact of onto the bingo card.
No,
as well.
don't. That's my new one. But basically, there's not a huge amount of detail about the people involved in the case. So I've got where they lived, where the case took place, and their ages and names. But there's no like back history of their lives or anything like that, unfortunately. So we're just going to go straight into it. So, on an autumn evening in September 2008, close to the village of Lofthammar in Sweden, police were called by Ingmar Westlund, who was 69 at the time, reporting that he had found his wife's body at the lake near their house. When police arrived...
Suspicious already.
When police arrived, they found Agneta Westlund, 63, battered in the woods. The injuries to her body appeared to be to locations more typical to an attack. Ingmar stated to the police his wife had taken the dog for a walk, as she often did. She hadn't returned, and worried, he ventured out to find her body at the lake, prompting him to call the police. Despite this, police believed that Ingmar was lying and was in fact the perpetrator and immediately arrested him.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's exactly what I thought. But interesting.
I mean...
Is he or is he not?
We shall see. Ingmar and Agneta were known to have a volatile relationship, and so the police believe that the story of the dog walk was in fact false. There was some perceived evidence at the scene that seemed to indicate that it may have been a second location, due to the disruption of the brush around it, and made them consider whether Ingmar had moved Agneta's body to the location, having taken advantage of an opportunity to murder her. So there's, things are like stacking up against him.
And I was going to say, is there anything, I don't know if you can prove that someone was walking a dog if the dog isn't directly with them? Like, did the dog run off? Where was the dog? I need to
I
know.
think that, I mean, even if the dog hadn't been with her, the dog would have been with him, because obviously, if the story is true, if he'd gone and found the body and found her with the dog, like, the dog is theirs. Do you know what I mean? It's a joint dog.
But did he mention the dog?
It was mentioned in him saying that he'd gone to find her body and she had been walking the dog.
But not when I found her body, the dog was so distressed. It was having a really bad time.
It didn't say.
I
No
need to know,
information.
is the dog okay?
The dog is still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it traumatized?
I don't have the name of the dog or the state of the dog.
Hmm.
So sorry.
Bad times.
Ingmar continued to proclaim his innocence, and with no concrete evidence, the police only held him for 10 days, but he was still considered the main person of interest. So they've arrested him, kept him for 10 days, questioned him. He's like, nope, I didn't do this.
Quite a
And
long
then
time, though.
it's more, I suppose, more than isn't it like 24 hours that the police can
That's what I
hold you in
mean.
the UK? Is it 24 hours?
Yeah,
I feel like
I
it
think
is.
it's 24 hours. So 10 days feels like quite a long time if you don't have any evidence against him.
I suppose they, in the fact. In the fact of. Fuck this. Bingoing myself. I don't know what to say anymore. You've taken my line.
I mean, it's not just you. I have noticed when I was doing the bingo list, all of the things that I say. We've already noticed that we say like and I say, I mean, quite a lot. Like every other sentence. There's just so many things.
I don't even know what my point was going to be, so I'm just going to carry on reading my notes. He was still considered a person of interest, which made him become a social outcast in his local community, and neighbours shunned him, which made things incredibly difficult when he attended his wife's funeral with his children, with 300 people still believing that he was in fact her murderer.
300 people, so many people.
There's a lot of people, and yeah, they at all this point still believe that he's the murderer.
Was she particularly popular?
I mean, I don't know. It says a village in Sweden. I don't know how busy. Maybe it's like a really close community. I don't think I'd have 300 people at my
I
funeral.
was going to say, I think I might have like, I don't know, 10?
At least 15.
At least 17. At the like maximum, you've called everyone in my phone and I'm getting 12 and a half.
Why is there half a person?
I don't know.
Someone showing up with a dog.
Ooh, do that.
Half?
Yeah, do that. Come to my funeral with a dog. I love that.
So for 6 months, Ingmar remained the main suspect before the police dropped the charges. But astonishingly, despite dropping the charges, the police actually failed to inform Ingmar of this. So he just spent the entire time. I don't know whether in this period is when they had the funeral or after. Yeah. So whether it's like 6 months he's a suspect.
So, because 6 months is a long time to not have a funeral.
Yeah, 6 months, and then they drop the charges and nobody tells him.
Yeah.
So if Ingmar didn't kill Agneta, who did?
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun. I'm now really worried that my notes are not taking as long as I expected them to. So can we do some more filler? Because otherwise this is literally going to be like a 50-minute episode. It will be our shortest ever. To be fair, the episode that I used, no, the podcast that I use as reference, I listened to it because normally I listen to snippets of it. I listen to the whole thing. 1.75 speed, that's how you listen to a podcast quickly.
Oh, damn.
So Murder Amongst Friends was the podcast that I listened to. It seems like they do like short episodes because most of theirs range from anything from 20 minutes to 30 minutes per episode, and they do one every week. But the episode for this was 24 minutes. So it was it wasn't rapid.
Nobody's got any information on this episode.
It's just more the fact that it's kind of cut and dry. So maybe I had debated about doing another case along with this. Maybe I just read the article of the case I had. But anyways.
I think it'll be fine, even because listeners do love this. We're on 37 minutes at the moment, but 29 minutes of that was our beginning bit of chitting-chatting.
So, evidence collection during... No, wait. That's wrong. Okay, I see what I've tried to say there. I read this twice.
Proud of you. But even still, it's always, when you try and read it out loud, it makes it completely different.
So, the entire investigation was around 15 months, and evidence collected during the investigation led to a different suspect.
Ooh. And I was just trying to work it out. So that's 9 months where they're looking at a different suspect.
And to be fair, it doesn't actually say whether at this when they've told Ingmar that he is not a suspect. So I don't know whether it's like by 6 months they decided he's not a suspect, and then for the 15 other months or the additional 9 months he's still believed to be a suspect. Because either way, that's still too long to not know whether you are,
Whether
even
you're
though
going to be
he's saying
charged or not.
exactly. It's like still being told that, and your whole community still believes that you are the murderer of your wife. That's pretty rough. The markings on Agneta's body, despite being in locations that were more typical to an attack, the actual injuries were deemed to be too extensive and brutal to have been caused by Ingmar, believing he wouldn't have had the strength to do it.
Why? Was he not very... I mean, I know he was 69, but you could be a sprightly 69.
They just said that, I mean, it's a bit of a slight on him to be like, no, you're not strong enough, that's why we're not treating you as a
I was
suspect
going to be
anymore.
like, ouch, rude.
However, it was also determined that it was also likely the injuries were too harsh to have been caused by any human.
Is it a werewolf?
It's not.
Werewolf, 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 werewolf.
Well, that would make this case go on a completely different turn. But yeah. I've lost my... Where have I been? I'm just going to read the line again. I'm so sorry. However, it was also determined that it was also likely the injuries were too harsh to have been caused by any human, and from the unique markings, the final verdict from the police was that Agneta had been killed by an elk.
Oh, not a werewolf. I hope you keep in the werewolf.
I'm going to keep the werewolf.
An elk, is that like a moose?
It's like a moose. More specifically, a drunk elk.
Is that where the alcoholism comes in?
That's literally where the alcohol drinking when it comes in. We'll just let you have a minute.
This elk was on a night out with his mates. He was out with the lads on tour. Elks on tour. He had one too many. They thought he was walking straight home. He was like, lads, I got this. As he's swaying off to the side, and they thought, do you know what? I'd rather have, what do elks eat?
Fruit?
I'd rather have a kebab fruit.
A fruit kebab.
Rather than a fruit kebab, rather than chase him down. Chase Fred down. Let him go.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to do filler.
Don't worry, I'll carry on. It'll be fine.
I think you should keep all of that in. I think
I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it.
Top-notch story. That's what I'm imagining is happening in my head.
As stated, the markings on Agneta's body were said to be unique, but being in a place that would normally be considered human, so human in inverted commas, or a human impact, was what put police off. But Agneta's body was swabbed for evidence, and police discovered fur and saliva that, when tested, came back as elk DNA.
The elk was licking her as well?
I guess maybe in the heat of the moment, he's like slobbering, like beating her up, and then like dropping some saliva. I don't imagine. Do elks bite?
It does. It makes you know we've got the boxing kangaroos.
Oh yeah.
People had like hands like that. Like she's stumbled into him. He's just like, oh, she's trying to fight me. Boof, 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 boof.
And then just giving her a lick.
Yeah.
Just making sure she's not tasty food. Yeah. In initial stages of the investigation, the police believed the hair or fur they found on her was from her dog. So the dog was there.
Okay.
And so the dog walk was a true story. The theory is that
the dog?
I don't know.
Where was the dog when this was happening?
Oh, well, that's the next line. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Their theory is that Agneta had stumbled upon the elk on her walk. Her dog had approached the elk and it had lashed out and attacked her. So the elk was having a little munch, having a little food, and the dog spooked it and did.
No, bad dog. Okay, I take it back.
To no one's surprise, Ingmar sued the Swedish police for his false accusation, but I couldn't find any details as to whether he won or received any compensation. But he was quoted as saying that my family have been dragged through a nightmare, which I'm not surprised.
I mean, did people believe it all afterwards? Did they believe that it was the elk? Or
I
is
think
this
so, yeah.
an owl in the staircase situation?
I will say, so when I was going down my rabbit hole of I'm not going to have enough notes to make this an entire episode, I was thinking, oh, how can I expand this? Do I do 2 cases like we had with Cheese Heist? So I was like, oh, I'll make a theme. I'll make animal-based murders that have been like misreported or mischarged, I guess.
Yeah.
And I googled like animal murders that were false, or you know what I mean, like murders that
Murders
were
that
actually
were
done by
actually
animals.
animals.
Yeah, and the staircase came up, and it
Oh,
had the
bullshit.
owl with Peterson. What was his name? Peterson.
Yes.
Why can't I think of the first name? I can only think of Lacey Peterson. Look what's happened to me. But I know there's a difference. Why is it?
That one is your own thing. I
Michael
didn't need to point
Peterson.
that out. Yeah,
Michael
Michael Peterson.
Peterson and his wife
Kathleen.
Kathleen. Thank you. Yeah, Michael Peterson and Kathleen. But was she Kathleen Peterson? I don't
Unsure.
think she was.
We only
I don't.
really hear his name, like his full
Yeah,
name. We don't hear her full name ever.
I'm gonna Google it because it's bothering me. It just literally says, and his wife Kathleen.
Did everyone believe that Igma didn't do this?
I believe so. I
Okay, so
believe that was the
they are fickle people. This village is fickle as hell because they're like, no,
yeah.
you're the murderer. Oh wait,
I mean,
actually,
she's
yeah.
got elk
Jeffrey
saliva
was
on
also
her.
killed by an elk later on. I don't.
There was elk saliva on her, and they literally said that the wounds to her body were too like harsh to have been created by any human. So
But couldn't have an elk licked her afterwards?
I don't know. I feel like, oh, you're fully in the camp of Ingmar did it, and
No,
he's using the elk as a
I'm just
cover up.
trying to think if I was a villager in this and I thought he did this, I'm not just going to go, oh, sorry, you didn't do this because there's some elk saliva on her. I would be like, well, did the elk come along afterwards and lick?
I don't feel like that's a thing that elks do.
And how did the elk get drunk? You haven't told me. Are
I
you
am
about to?
I am going to tell you.
Does it specifically, do we know that the elk is drunk from its saliva?
It doesn't say, but I have more elk-based drunk stories. Does that help?
Yes.
Great.
But I also have more questions, as per always.
Elks are common in Sweden and have a habit of feasting on apples that they find on the ground, which at certain times of year, the apples can start to ferment and turn them into alcohol.
Into cider.
Yeah, fermented fruit, fermented grape, same as wine. So they start to decay basically, and then the elks munch it all up, and they're basically ingesting alcohol. I have found at least 3 separate stories of drunk elks.
Okay, I'll let you do those. I was going to say, I have more questions.
So all of these 3 stories are in Sweden as well. So like there is a cacophony of information of elks getting drunk and causing havoc in Sweden. None have as devastating a results as this though. So they are all elk-based drunk stories, but
There's
nobody
no other
dies.
murders.
Nobody dies. In one source, a drunk elk had to be rescued out of a tree. To be fair,
elks climb?
this was my thinking. I was convinced that there was some extravagant feat with this giant elk having climbed this huge tree and getting stuck. Like, elks can weigh up to 800 pounds or 360 kilograms because I googled it. But sadly, it was just quite a small tree. And it was kind of like in a Y shape. And the elk had just kind of like got stuck in the Y bit.
Flopped over.
Yeah, he like flopped over the Y and just got stuck, which I was really disappointed about. But
I was imagining him so high up.
there is photo evidence of that.
Oh, post the photo evidence for sure. That's Terry after Fred. Fred went off, killed someone.
Wait, I was like,
Terry...
who the fuck is Terry? I was like, oh, this is the family of elks that have gone on a binge out,
it's
like a night out.
The lads.
lads. I forgot about Fred. Yeah, Fred and Terry.
Fred had devastating effects. Terry, everyone's embarrassed by Terry.
Terry's like flopping into trees and getting stuck, having to be rescued by those dirty humans.
Honestly, he came back to the group chat and everyone in the group chat was like, oh, Terry, not again. Like, you cannot keep getting rescued by humans. This is embarrassing now. And yet, once again, flop.
I appreciate the commitment to the bit. I really do.
We're going to hear about 2 more, so I've got 2 more stories to make up.
But in all fairness, the next one is groups of elks, so this could just be the other lads' nights out.
Okay.
So the second was a group of 5 drunken elks, 4 adult and 1 child elk, so maybe they brought along, the baby elk. They surrounded a care home in, and I googled how to say this, Ostra Goige near
Okay.
Malmo, and armed hunters had to be called to move them along after police dogs were not affected.
That was a hen party gone wrong.
And similarly, drunken elks in a man's garden who also phoned the police to help remove them. So apparently they
The
like
elks
raged.
phoned the police?
No, they like raged into this man's garden, possibly also eating from his apple tree.
He had the good cider.
Yeah, he had the good fermented shit.
That was a family party, and
They'd run out of booze.
they'd run out of booze. So they went down the road. They were just going to the off license down the road, ended up in the man's garden. Someone fell into it and thought, do you know what? These these apples are tasty.
Do you know what? There's one more story that I did include. It did specifically specify this elk was drunk, but I need to know the logic of this one, of this thread of like elk fantasy stories,
Okay.
which was someone used a bike as like to kind of cover a patch in their fence. The elk stole the bike. I'm being serious. This was a story. The elk stole the bike, and they found the bike somewhere away from the house, all smashed up and broken, because obviously the elk had got tangled up in it and destroyed it. So please give me the context.
So that was an elk on his first night out. And you know, when teenagers go on nights out and they steal traffic cones, this is their version of stealing a traffic cone. He was wandering around with the bike on his head, in his horns. What are they, horns?
I think
In
they're
his
horns.
antlers.
Yeah.
Antlers. In his
Oh, okay, yeah.
antlers, silly, prancing around, and they were like, oh,
Trying to take a
look at
picture.
Tallulah being all silly and dancing around. This is really hard. I'm trying to do this on the fly.
Do you see how I felt about the cheese puns now, even though I did Google those?
You Googled them and I gave you time.
This has been great. Thank you so much.
That's okay. But yes, Tallulah was prancing around like having a cone on her head, but it was actually a bike on her antlers.
Stole a bike.
Stole a bike.
funsies.
Ugh, what's she like?
One of the articles suggested that elks seek out drunken fruit when it's the right season. So
Yeah,
they love a little night out.
party. They love a party. Getting crunk on a party. Whee!
This one's last fact is less alcohol specific for elks, but they are also responsible for 3,500 car accidents every year in Sweden.
Jesus.
Have you seen them? Have you seen the size of them?
Is it just because they're walking down onto the road?
I think so. And like they're so big. Like, have you seen like moose? Like pictures of moose compared to like a car. Like if you come
I've not
across
seen it compared to a car, but you're gonna have to post a picture of that as well.
along with the elk in a tree. Moose are so big.
I'm sorry, an elk in a tree is just
sounds like a joke. Like how many popes can you fit in a car? How many elks can you fit in a tree? Tallulah, Fred, and Matt, or whatever his name was. Oh yeah, no, they're huge. They're like horse times two. They're like a size of a one-story house. They're massive. If you come across a moose/elk in a car, the car will lose.
Yeah,
like,
you'll turn it around. Especially my little.
If it's like at speed,
little Peugeot is just I'm just turning it straight around.
It would literally turn your Peugeot into the tiniest ball of just pure crushed metal. Because like a car can take on a deer and it would cause some serious impact, but the car would probably come out the other side and still be drivable, and you probably wouldn't have died. If you hit a moose or elk, you're gonna die. Like yeah.
And I don't know what kind of other roads.
No, you can't start asking me what Swedish roads are like. I did a fair amount of research.
Are they like,
and I did not Google what.
Are they like freeways that these are happening on, or are they like country roads?
Come on,
Jess. Know. You had a page and a half of notes. You've got to think of something else.
I'm going to assume it's a country road. Because otherwise the elk is like, that's like if it's like a freeway or highway or motorway or whatever you call it in the country that you're living in, there's a lot of lanes.
Yeah, but they're really confident.
Everything. They're having 3,500 car accidents on all the roads because they're everywhere. Moose have taken over. They're eating all the fermented fruit. They're hyped up on cocaine, like Cocaine Bear or whatever it was, that rage bear that went and
killed some people.
Yep.
Did you kill some people? Yeah, I did.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I did debate about researching that. This episode has been interesting. The Murder Amongst Friends podcast that stated that there was, in fact, a source stating that Professor Goran Eriksson of Umana University said that elk are actually prone to drunkenness, but did state they are not normally violent, so the police not immediately believing an elk as a suspect was valid.
Okay. Well, I mean, all of the stories do lead to elks being prone to drunkenness.
But not necessarily prone to violence.
But not necessarily prone to violence. Just silliness. Just silliness by stealing bikes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to know what research they had to do to get that, like, to get that hypothesis.
I did go down a bit of a rabbit hole with animals being drunk, to be fair. And it wasn't specifically, like, I don't know whether it's specifically on, or at least what Professor Eriksson was looking at was specifically elk or moose. But there has been studies on animals in relation to their drunkenness and how much they enjoy it. So, the scientific world is wild. We don't, explore some really important things that we should be exploring about the human body. But I can tell you whether a fruit bat can get wasted.
And do you know what? I bet they've spent years looking at that. One scientist is like, I cannot believe this is my job.
Just sitting there, like, slowly feeding. So I've got some information later, which includes some information on shrews. So they're just slowly sitting there feeding shrews, like, fermented grapes. Like, are you okay, love? Would you like some wine?
I'm just imagining this scientist feeding the shrew fermented grapes and then just sometimes being like, I can't believe, like, this was a joke. I can't believe someone let me have money and let me continue to do this.
Because there's some billionaire with a fat checkbook that's like, what's the interesting thing that I can spend my money on today? Oh, I'm going to pay for somebody to research some, really worthwhile cause. And that's what they decided on.
Do animals seek out the fermented fruit? Do you know?
I have some information.
Excellent.
So, while animals have already harboured genes capable of metabolizing ethanol before yeast begins producing it, so the thing that our body does to create the feeling of being drunk, there is evidence that evolution has since fine-tuned this ability for mammals and birds that consume fruit and nectar, the scientist said. Some animals will seek out fruit or at least have it as part of their diet, such as fruit bats and shrews, and therefore be able to consume large amounts of alcoholic or fermented foods that do not affect them. But they do still seem to consume them for pleasure. So shrews can actually eat like a large amount of alcoholic like fruits, and they'll sort of like binge on it through like a whole night and they won't have any effect.
So the shrew, after being fed the grapes, do you want some wine? Some wine for you? Some wine for me? The shrew was just sat there like, mate, I'm going to have to cut you off in a minute. I'm fine.
That shrew can drink you under the table. Like, it will literally be, you'll be sitting there, knickers above your head, dancing on a table, singing Old Lang Syne or Sweet Caroline, and that shrew will think you're an embarrassment.
Yeah. And fair. Rightly so. Rightly so.
There are some...
You were just... that sigh was like, fucking, what the fuck am
What
I
is
doing?
my life? What is my life? I did also, just for the benefit of, on this like lovely journey of animals getting drunk, there are quite a few stories of animals enjoying the odd tipple, including bears, elephants, and pigs, which I found one story, which was a pig causing mayhem in an Australian campsite where it stole 18 beers and then attacked a cow. Apparently the campsite owners were telling everybody to make sure they clean away their rubbish and protect their beers, because that was what people were most upset about, the fact that the pigs had stolen their beers. Not the fact that the pig... I think it was at one occasion it was 18 beers, but they had stolen beers in the past, but there was just this one particular pig on this particular day, 18 beers, and they then found the pig being chased by a cow, which made them believe that the pig had attacked the cow and the cow was retaliating.
He was like, wait, mate, let me at him. You want to go outside?
It was, yeah. I did, for once, I actually enjoyed researching this case.
You always enjoy researching. You love this podcast.
I do love the podcast. I'm not sure how much I love the murder, but I do love the podcast.
Is this funny animal stories with my bestie?
More like the wild shit that me and my bestie talk about and hope that you enjoy as well.
We could do that. We can change it to that. I'm up for that.
No, because then I have to learn a new theme tune.
I told you, just as you got it, we're changing it. So some animals do actively seek out alcohol.
Yes. At least from the sources that I found. Originally, my sources were split into the stuff that was about the death of Agneta Westlund, and then the articles below it, which is all about animals getting drunk.
Excellent. I
So literally,
love
there's
that.
four articles, and one of them is literally called "Alcohol Animals Drunk Fruit."
Excellent. Do animals seek out the fermented fruit?
According to what the scientists were saying about the elks, yeah, like they
Oh, so
will
the
look,
elks are doing this on purpose?
yeah, like in the certain
Oh, it
seasons,
really
they'll
is
know
like
that there's fruit,
my
yeah.
my fantasy life is, or my fantasy stories are actually happening.
Maybe
It is
not as
elks
commonly,
on
but yeah,
tour.
apparently they were, yeah, elks on tour. They're out there, getting wasted, hitting up the care homes and attacking old people.
I mean, that's not good. Let's not do that, elks.
No, bad elk.
That
But
is
yeah,
hilarious. I love that.
so I had planned to explore other cases, as I said, on the similar threads of animals and crimes, but this ended up being more fruitful than expected.
Hey.
And so that is the case of the death of Agneta Westland.
Thank you very much. That was thoroughly enjoyable. I enjoyed that a lot.
I think I literally searched to find that case, like biggest plot twists in murder cases, and that came up.
I mean, I do feel bad for her husband.
I do. I still feel bad for her, literally getting trampled basically to
Yeah,
death by an elk.
yeah, and I suppose that probably isn't the nicest way to go. But her husband probably has a bit of a stigma to this day of people still think he's the murderer and he's covering it up.
I mean, he did sue them, so I feel like if you were the murderer and were just covering it up, you probably just kind of like slide into the
I don't
background and
know.
just
Let's.
ignore everything.
We've covered some murderers that are like in the forefront, in the media, going, "Hello, pay attention to me."
Why are all your voices like weird, like Cockney London?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think I'm okay.
No, maybe you did need that longer nap.
Maybe I did.
I had one more thing that I was gonna say. Oh, that was it. I feel like you should be really proud of me though. I feel like I was on like a really like podcast high day today because off the back of this episode, so I think I must have said it now like 4 or 5 times in the episode that I did debate about doing another case. And in the process of trying to find a backup case to pad out the research, I started a little page of case possibilities for me.
Hey,
So now
I
it's
am
got
proud of
three
you.
cases on it, and two of them are ones that we've discussed before that we both are happy to cover at different points. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna. So the case that I was like, oh, I'm gonna do that as the other one, as the like bulk out of this episode is now on my list, and I think I'll do it in the
Yay.
future.
Well, I'm so proud of you for having a list.
I know.
It's fine that you don't have a list. Mine was just that I'd asked people, and when I researched for other cases, I was finding more murderers, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, but I wasn't always following through with them.
I think it was the fact that I hadn't really come across a case when I was looking for a case to do for my episode. It wasn't like I found another one. I was going, oh, I really want to do that in future. Whereas
Yeah.
I started reading information about this other one, I was like, yes, this is like really interesting, and I think it would be a good case to cover.
Yay! How exciting.
We have done two slightly not funny that like I suppose this wasn't necessarily a funny episode, but it was
I don't know. I don't know.
funny in our tangents, but not funny in the context. Whereas Cheese Heist was hilarious. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna probably come back with the next episode like really dark and dismal and make everyone depressed.
My next episode is a murder. It's not great in elements. In other aspects, it's not silly, but it's like I can't believe the murderer did that.
Okay, I feel like that's a really good tangent into. Can we have your teasers?
Yes, you can. I feel like people might get this. Our friend that guesses the cases, I feel like they're going to get this one.
I'll have to message them once this episode comes out and be like, "Did you get it already?"
So, my teasers for my next episode are auction, lake, and novel, like as in a story.
There's a part of me that feels like I know it, but maybe that's just because you said that a friend of ours will get it, and now I'm like, I should obviously know it, even though they're dead.
I know it. No, I knew it before they knew it.
I'm just as clever in true crime. I do a podcast.
No, we are not very clever.
We started this purely. I say we started this on a whim. We definitely planned this with. We had planned this with a suitable amount of time of deciding that we were going to do this. But now that we're in it, I definitely feel like I don't know as much true crime as I thought I did.
Oh yeah, I thought I knew loads. But I know that I've got a memory of a goldfish. When we finish a case, I'm like, okay, my brain's like, moved on. And
Yeah.
when I get to listen to it, I'm like, oh, I forgot we said that.
Yeah, it is a little bit strange listening back to, because I do listen to our episodes once they come out, both the listening like statistics and also because I do like the refresher of what we've talked about, because you do forget. It does all become a bit of
Yeah.
a jumble all in one.
You're better at that when I am. I don't listen always back, normally because I've edited it. So I'm like, I need some time to get over it.
But then I feel like we listen to it and then we edit it, and I still somehow find it still just as enjoyable to listen to.
Yay.
Go us!
Go us. That's good though, because if we want to listen to it, then others hopefully should want to listen to it. Right, listeners?
Right. So I feel like that also, I love these little threads that they're just leading into each other, which means that you should like, comment, and subscribe and recommend us to all of your friends so that we get more listeners and we can continue to do this and make sure that our journey to the 21st episode is worth it.
And beyond. 21st episode and beyond.
I mean, you said that we had to get to at least the 21st episode.
We have to at least, but I would like to go beyond. We want to be earning lots of money from this so that we can pay editors and pay researchers and whatnot, and we can be pretty faces on this.
Oh, I don't know about the pretty face.
I can be a pretty face on this. But yes, you should also follow us on Instagram and on TikTok, and both are Crime Time with My Bestie. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, we're so professional.
So professional. Oh my god, well done us.
Only took 10 episodes. F5.
Wait. But yes, tell everyone. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, tell the people on the street.
With good reason. Don't become a crazy person and then get arrested.
Well, that would really blow up our podcast.
Person gets arrested for raving about a podcast on the street. Causes
Excellent.
public nuisance. Our name is plastered everywhere.
I think it sounds great. If someone wants to volunteer.
It's probably going to be one of us.
Yeah. It's going to be me.
But yeah.
Thank you very much for your story.
Thank you so much for listening to my episode. And thank you, listeners, for coming along and listening. So, bye, bestie.
Bye, bestie. Bye.
Bye.